The Handcannon makes its return in Resident Evil 5 to stake its claim as the most powerful firearm in the game. The Handcannon, or the S&W M500 as they call it in the game, is only unlocked after fully upgrading the S&W M29 Magnum. Once the option to purchase a Handcannon is unlocked, it will cost you 30,000 gold. If you wish to fully upgrade this gun, it will set you back an additional 89,000 gold, totaling the cost of 119,000, making it the most expensive Magnum to fully upgrade. The upgraded stats are as follows: firepower is 5,000, reloading speed is 3.18 seconds, capacity is 6 rounds, and increased piercing power. Additionally, you had the option to buy infinite ammo for this weapon in the bonus features menu for 20,000 exchange points. This weapon, as the name suggests, is modeled after the real-life Smith & Wesson Model 500 revolver. The 5,000 damage dealt by this weapon makes it the most powerful weapon in the game, not including the rocket launcher. However, even though it packs enough punch to kill every basic Magini in one shot, and most mini-bosses in a few, it does have some drawbacks. Firstly, the recoil is intense, significantly lowering the rate of fire. This makes it not completely ideal in large group situations. Secondly, it has the lowest reload speed out of all the Magnums and the lowest capacity, but this can be remedied by unlocking the infinite ammo option. After playing through the game with the upgraded Handcannon on Professional, I find that it is extremely useful against all bosses and sub-bosses. In fact, every time I play through the game, I always have this weapon in my inventory. The base level Magnum is not very useful, however, since it starts out at 2100 damage, so I certainly recommend this weapon to be fully upgraded so you can get the most out of using it. With that being said, all gameplay is on Professional with the fully maxed out Magnum. Let's first take a look at how this weapon fares against the sub-bosses in the game. I had no issue using this against any of the sub-bosses, and normally I put the weapons in two categories: useful and useless. It'd be dishonest to label this weapon as useless against any enemy in the game, so I'll use not optimal instead. Firstly is the Executioner. This weapon really makes the Executioner your bitch. One shot is all it takes to stun him, and you can quickly finish him off before he has time to even get back up. Next up is the Chainsaw Magini. This again only takes 3 shots to lay him down, an additional 1 shot to kill him off in the second phase. For the Giant Magini, again it only takes 3 shots to kill this guy on Professional. For the Reaper, it takes a measly single shot to lay him down. The only thing about this guy is you can't get too close, because if you miss 1 shot, he can grab you in his insta-kill attack before you have the chance to follow up with a second shot due to the slow rate of fire. The Gatling gun Magini takes a couple more shots than the other sub-bosses before he dies, but is still easy to kill him. Now the only sub-boss I would deem the Handcannon as not optimal against are the Lickers. One-on-one, this weapon will kill the Licker in 2 shots, but the issue is when you're up against a horde. The recoil and slow rate of fire makes follow-up shots harder, and when you have 5 or more Lickers after you, it can mean death. Now on to the major bosses in the game. First, let's start with Ouroboros. For this guy, it is really easy to stun him by shooting off his arms, and afterwards you just need to lay in some bullets. It may take 2 cycles, but as long as you're accurate with your shots on his arms, he shouldn't get too close to you to deal any damage. Next is Pop Preeminent. The Magnum makes quick work for this boss. It takes only a handful of shots to kill him, and you don't really even need to stun him with a mine, as long as you can get a clear shot on his weak spot. Next is Irving. Finally, we have a weapon that is useful against this annoying boss. The Magnum takes 2 shots to break off his tentacles and around 2 cycles of him popping out to finally kill. The only drawback is again the recoil. When fighting the tentacles, be careful of their attacks and be ready to dodge. Next is U8. This boss is a bit more resilient than the previous ones. However, in this video I didn't even bother tossing grenades in its mouth to expose its weak spot. I'd imagine it'd be a bit easier if you do. Regardless, just shooting it in its mouth is sufficient enough to kill this monster quickly. Again, keep in mind of the Handcannon's slow rate of fire and this boss's quick attacks. Next is a Cellar. It really isn't fair to put conventional weapons up against this boss, as that is not how the game wants you to kill it, but it's still possible. It takes several shots to take out her tentacles and only 2 cycles to kill her off. The only thing to keep in mind with her are the parasites that she flings your way. Keep a weapon with a high rate of fire to take them out as they land. Finally, we have Wesker. The Handcannon makes Wesker a joke. You can stand in one place like I did and keep shooting him, and he can't even get close to you as you keep stunning him. I made the fight longer than it needed to be since I didn't bother going around him and hitting his weak spot on his back, but it really isn't necessary with this gun. You can easily do what I did and keep firing on him until he exposes his front weak spot, and it'll take you 2 cycles of this. The only boss in this game that gave me trouble with this weapon is Ouroboros. This boss requires fire to expose his weak spots, and sometimes they are hard to hit since they move quickly and a slow rate of fire makes follow-up shots harder than they need to be. I recommend having a launcher equipped with fire rounds to consistently expose the weak spots, then swap to the hand cannon to destroy them. Final thoughts on this weapon. It's a goddamn powerhouse and it kills everything in its wake. It can easily be used throughout the entire game on professional, and as I said earlier, I keep it in my inventory on any playthrough. However, the biggest weakness of this gun is the slow rate of fire, and that's something to always keep in mind because it can get you killed. If that is a major concern for you, I recommend the Model 29 or the Lightning Hawk, as they are still powerful but shoot much faster. That wraps up the weapon showcase for the Smith & Wesson Model 500. If you liked the video, please subscribe, as I will continue to make weapon showcases like this for Resident Evil 5, eventually covering all the weapons. Check the description for links to everything involving Resident Evil 5 and my weapon showcases for Resident Evil 4. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video.